we should be live. Let's check over here. Hard refresh. All right, so I'm going to be live streaming this video, and what we're going to do is try to create a Skype clone using AI. And I've went through Chat GPT 01, and I've created a prompt here, and I basically presented the Chat GPT 01 reasoning model. I used deep research, and I said, you are an expert on choosing the best tech stack for building applications. You can work with extreme. I'm not hearing any sound. Let me check the sound here. Building applications. Okay, yeah, it's working. Good. All right. So you can work with extremely intelligent. You work as an extremely intelligent consultant to help someone choose the best front end and back end options. So basically, we're telling it that it's an expert consultant in helping to choose tech stack. So Microsoft has announced that they are ending Skype. I would like to create a clone of Skype without providing actual code. Please help me determine the best front end and back end tech stack for creating a clone of Skype. I would like to include as many features as possible that Skype has in the clone. Now I just put that there, and that's not what we're going to go with, but I did put it there. But also I want to be flexible enough to be able to expand whatever we do build to be able to get all the more features if wanted to. We don't even know if this is going to work. We're going to give it a shot. So please provide a different option and pros and cons of each. So it went ahead and it gave me these options here, and I went ahead and let's see. So I'd love to help you determine. So it asked me these questions. It gave me this list of these things right here. So what I did was I answered those, and I said, for now I just want to start with building a web-based application, but to have the back end to be able to have an API that would be used in mobile and front end applications. And so I'll just start up here actually. So target platform, that's what it asked. Do you want the application to be web-based, mobile, desktop? So I want it to be web-based now, and then all three. So I want it to be to build it for the web now, but then be expandable to those. So that's how I answered that. So are you expecting enterprise level? And so I said no. For now we just want to keep it we do not want to be enterprise scalable. We just want to target a smaller user base right now initially. Tech preferences. Do you have any preferences or restrictions in terms of programming language, frameworks, or cloud providers? So what I answered this was I would like to use extremely common web-based languages with a lot of resources. I'm going to be using AI to build this. So I want it to be based on the most common or what most APIs have been trained on, and will be able to successfully build this application. Okay, so that's next. We went with the core features. You mentioned including as many features as possible, and then it just listed these, and so I went ahead and responded with the features that I want. I have an older computer I built this Ubuntu server on, and I would like to use that for now, perhaps running an application in Docker containers, running application in Docker containers, so it would be able to be moved to a more powerful server, if this becomes successful. So this was the deep research side of this, what it came up with. So it took it 5 minutes and 20 seconds, or 5 minutes with 20 sources to come up with its answers here. And so the options it gives me is Node.js is the back end and React is the front end. It also gave me, and it gives me the pros and cons to these. Python back end, Django, fast API, and then of course React front end as well. And so if we go down, and then C#.NET, core backend, Angular front end, which I love Angular. That would be nice, but this is I specifically mentioned Ubuntu as the backend, and yet it's giving me Microsoft stack. So that's, I don't know. It's interesting that it gave me that as an option when I specifically said Ubuntu. So I don't know. That's not Linux, but it is an option. So let's scroll down. Okay, so the comparison summary. So all the above stacks are capable of delivering Skype-like app with chat and file sharing, and all can be containerized on Ubuntu for development. So I've done a lot of work with the Microsoft stacks, but I've never done anything trying to put it on a Linux server. I mean, just that doesn't make sense. It just seems like you're trying to make things more difficult for yourself there. But it is, I guess, in a Docker container. Yeah, in a Docker container, you could do that. Okay, I see. But yeah, no, I would just go with a different option. That's my personal opinion. So with Node.js and React, it's the best real-time performance for fast development with one language as priority. So, and what it means by that is we're using, we're using JavaScript to build both Node.js and React. So you got one programming language. Of course, you'd probably use something like TypeScript on those as well. But that's that's what it's basically saying with one language as our top priorities for fast development. Because when you go into other, like, with Python and then using Python and React, you're already in the two different languages, because you got to know Python and you got to know JavaScript, and you need to know the framework library. And then with ASP.NET, so you need to know ASP.NET. You need to be familiar with that framework. You need to be able to work with the Angular framework, and those are completely different languages. And then you'll probably be using C#, so that's another language. Or there's other things that could be built on top of that. So that's having that one language. Just if you know JavaScript and you've worked with front end and back end, that you're easily going to be able to pick this up. And it's one developer can do all that. So depending on how experienced they are, this one developer can do these, but you're going to have to be way more experienced and have built both in these languages. So being that we're going to be using AI, it's not as big of a deal. So hopefully, we'll see. Huge ecosystem. So scaling is relative. So via Node.js blocking module. So however, you'll rely on external services and additional coding for any heavy AI features. So and need to impose your own structure for maintainability. That's kind of interesting. So additional coding for any AI features. I almost wonder if it misunderstood that instead of me saying that I'm going to use AI to build this, that it thinks I'm going to be building AI into this. So that's a little confusing there. But I think we will go with Node.js for the back end and React for the front end. Out of these three, I feel best about that. I mean, I have built a lot with Python, and I do love building AI tools with Python. It's so easy. But I think for this application, we're going to go with Node.js and React. So now I got to decide. Well, I was trying to decide which platform I want to build this with, and I think we're going to go with the with Windsurf. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Windsurf here, and let's see. I think this is the folder that I created here. Nope, that's not it. Let's click. Okay, so Skype Clone. This is the one I want. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Well, that's weird. It just opened it up in another window. So let's close this one down. Maximize this. Okay, so we are in the Skype Clone. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to switch over to chat right now. And actually, I'm going to continue this here. So let's say I would like to go with the Node.js and React option. Please create a prompt to to build the React, let's say React app design to start with. I don't know, design. We'll just say the React app. We'll say the front end React app. We'll say the front end React app to start with. This prompt will be for instructing an AI developer. Okay, let's see what it does with that. Okay, so okay, let's see what it's done here. So the title, build a React front end for a Skype-like chat application, instructions, so project setup, project structure. Let's just go ahead and copy this. We'll start with title. And dependencies, element dependencies and libraries. I guess that will be fine. Okay. Okay, deliver important. Do not connect to real backend yet. Just lay out the structure so that hooking. By the end, we want a basic React chat UI that is clearly structured for expansion, adding real-time messaging, file upload, authentication. The code should be easily integrated with the Node.js and Express. We must be able to open the app, navigate to the chat screen, see a mock-up version. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. Okay. Let's go over here, back to our. Now let's go ahead and change this to right. I don't need Sonic thinking. I'm just going to go with Sonic's 3.7 Sonnet, Claude 3.7 Sonnet. I'm just going to paste our prompt in here. This looks good. And we'll go ahead and send that. Okay, so now it's going to go ahead and begin building. And while it does that, I'm going to go back. I'm going to move this over here. Let's see. Just going to see some images of Skype here. Okay, here we go. So if you're familiar with Skype, or if you're not familiar with Skype, Wikipedia has it. Can we zoom in on that? That's tiny. Let's see if we can find a bigger. Let's see. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can find something. Yeah, this is a pretty good example here. So the idea, well, actually, I'd like it to have something a little more. Okay, here, this is great. So right here, we see that we have the one-to-one, Skype. Let's see if I can open this up in a new tab. And it's not any bigger, but here we have one-to-one Skype conversations, but then we also have these group chats. So I really would like to be able to do that. And then you can attach, images and whatnot. Now, this is an older version of, as far as the look goes. But that's kind of what we're shooting for here. Let's go back and see where we're at. Okay, so it's wanting to create Vite latest template. Okay, so I have to pay attention to this now. So let's see what it's doing. Okay, so echo 1, Vite latest. Yeah, we'll accept that. And help you build the React front end for Skype-like chat application with TypeScript. Okay, so let's go with TypeScript. Let's start by setting up the project structure and implementing the required features. First, let's check if we have a directory of our project. Let's initialize a new React application with the TypeScript using Vite, which provides faster and meaner development experience than creating a React app. Okay, so let's make this directory here. So it's making the directory template Skype. It's going to go into the directory. Why am I not seeing that? So make directory template Skype. Let's try a different approach. I want to see. Oh, they changed this. Look at that. Okay, so there's changes here. Okay, so accept dev 10. I don't like. Okay, there we go. Good. It's starting to add stuff here. All right. I don't like that I can't go into terminal. It used to be a little button here that I could just click to open up terminal. Let's go into terminal here and see if we can access that. Okay. It's editing the index here. So now it's installed the dependencies and packages. Let's create our project structure. So we have our package.json. We can see it's using motion, so that's nice for styling. Motion style and material, so it's going to be good. And then just the normal stuff there, looks good. Okay, so let's mock up. Let's create a mock API service authentication. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and accept all, accept all, accept all. As we get into this, this could be a a long session, so we'll see how it turns out. I just want to go through this and get as much as we can done within maybe an hour or 2 hours at most. I didn't want to do front end and back end all at once. I feel like that would definitely be too much for the windsurf or any kind of app, AI, because it's just a lot. I usually like to break it down. I even thought about just doing it in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript at first, and then converting that into the React, but we're going for it. You got to risk it to win it, right? So, all right. Create the message input components. Alright, so components, we got avatar, we got conversation item. I just created another one. So far. Okay, so protected route. And we'll go ahead and accept all. Okay, so it's done. Okay, so let's look at the what do they have for the README files? Is your standard read file. This template provides an let's see. me just minimize this one for a second. Okay, so there's no Docker container. And the README is saying export default. Okay, let's see. This template provides a minimal setup to get React working. Invite with HMR and set ESLint rules. Okay, currently 2 official plugins are available. Plugin by plugin, expanding the lint. So if you are developing a production application, we recommend updating the configuration to enable type-aware lint rules. So I'm not going to worry about that. Let's look at our packages here. Okay, so we have so for dev we got it will run Vite. So build will run the tsc-b and Vite build. Okay, let's I think I want to go with that, but I want to see what it says. How do we test this? It should be run build. We need to create a few more files. Okay, so let's set up the test our Skype Clone application. First let's look at the current package.json file to understand. So it looked at that file, it said we need more files, so let's create the registration page, chat page, and update the main app component to set up routing. Okay, and as expected, that's kind of what I thought. And you know, since we're kind of doing this so heavy with so much, it might go off the rails. You know, sometimes when you go this route, it can get really out of hand. And since I'm not doing, you know, memory with sessions and all of that, you know, we can't go back and have it reset. Well, we could, but I mean, this is not as organized as I would normally work on this. So now let's update the app.tsx file. Okay, I ran into an internal error in this step, so the model produces invalid tool call. Try again. Okay, apologize for the error. Let me fix it. Chunks. So okay, yeah, it's going to chunk it out. So it's going to go 1 through 20 this time instead of trying to do so much at one time. So it's created a .env file and a .enexample file. And okay, so it is now creating the Docker file. So we're not going to have to run that. We're just it'll run in Docker. And accept that. And I'm going to go ahead and start up Docker. There we go. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, let's set up the application and test it. Okay, so, well now, why is it wanting to run this when it's set up a Docker app? Okay, so, let's see. Background terminal command. Can I reject that? Accept all? me see if, okay, so it did create a Docker file here. Is this correct for this application since has a Docker container? Yes, you have two options for running an application. Okay, so we could either run it in the Docker container or run it here, which makes sense, but I thought it would just go with the Docker. So let's just go with this. We'll insert in terminal, press enter. Okay. And we're immediately getting an error, which isn't surprising. Just paste the error in here. Okay, so there we cannot find module CLI import, so we need to do an npm install. No, it's got that. So okay, yeah. Okay, so let's remove that. We'll do a I really don't like the fact that you can't, well, at least not as of yet. I haven't figured out how you can open this up in the terminal. Never like these where you can't access it here. So it's found an error. It's going through it. Finding dependencies. Let's just make this bigger here. Okay. So icons, material. So material is causing the issue. Are they installed? Running. What's running? Oops. Let's go to JSON. So we probably need to install material icon, right? Okay, it seems to be stuck. What is spinning? So background. See, this is another reason I don't like the fact that you can't access it in the terminal. I don't like this change. Let's see, I want to run this automatically in the future. No, I won't have access to it though. Wow. Windsurf, not good, not good. I don't like this change. This was from an update today, so maybe you have to go into settings now and change that. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to stop this. I'm just going to please continue. Alright. Okay, so let's see. Skype Clone and npm run dev. Okay. npm run dev. Let's see if we npm run dev, so it's running that, but I'm just not seeing anything happen, so I don't like that. Let's just go ahead and stop this. I'm gonna open up terminal, and well, let's see if I can open up terminal and copy this. Actually, I don't need to copy that. Let's just type npm run dev. Okay, so we're running this right here. So local. So okay, so port is in use. Trying another. Port is in use. Okay, so let's kill these. So 5173 and 5174. All right, let's go ahead and run that. Okay, so use host to expose, press H plus entry to show help. Okay, let's test it out. Here, let's paste it here. All right, let's get this error. Copy it. Okay, so yeah, I spotted that. It's causing issues here. Let's see. Okay, very good. Let's open this back up. We'll run this again. Wait a minute. Do we install it? Wait. Yeah, I did install it. So let's get back here. Okay, very good. So that looks good. So is there a test login we can use? Okay, so let's try this out. So password. So all these mockup users have the same password. So good. Let's put that there. PASSWORD. So far, this looks good. I mean, this looks like. Let's go to. I'm just curious. Let's go to Skype's website. So Skype login. Of course, I'm already logged in, so I might need to log out. Skype. Let's see what's. Yeah, let me log out. Okay. Oh, that's right. It doesn't use the Skype login anymore. It's with Microsoft, so we'll just close that down. But this looks good. This is more of what it used to look like. I'd rather have it centered, so maybe we'll see. Okay, so not worried about that. Okay, so we can see a mock-up. I mean, this is really good. This is very traditional, sort of the older, a little bit older, but and it's I feel like this is more of a iPad type, look, but let's see if we can clean it up a little bit here. So it looks good and is functioning, but it could look better we'll just say on desktop. I'll say please make it look better on desktop. There we go. What does that? We'll just get back. Okay, so does it give me the option to log out? Oh, very nice. Okay, so okay. It's pretty awesome. I like this. Claude 3.7 Sonnet is really, really impressive. Yeah, it's really nice. Just a few more seconds. I'm a little. I don't know. I'm just a little bit disappointed with some of the changes. I think that, just the change that I no longer have that button where I can click and then just open up terminal and sort of follow along as Windsurf is working with it. I really like that, and I constantly use that, so that way I could see what was going on. And I think it makes a huge difference. Okay, so let's get the conversation component. Let's get the exact content. Accept all, whatever it's doing. Message input. Let's see. Didn't change the login. I think after it stops, I want to have it change that login, because I'd really like that login to be centered. I think this would just look much better centered. Okay, so it's done. Do a hard refresh here. Oh, we got a lot of errors. So okay, paste this here. it all. Do a hard refresh. And it looks better. Let's say, please center the login form page. Okay. All right. Let's see what that does. It's done. Do a hard refresh. Okay. Do a screenshot. Capture visible part. Download. Save to downloads. Okay, so this time I said it's still on the left side of the page, but I went ahead and gave it a screenshot. So let's fix the centering of the login form by updating this. So, okay, looks good. Comprehensive fix to ensure the login form is truly centered. Max width constraints, so okay, that's good. That did seem already set up for me, so it's okay. So percentage here. We'll see what it does. Okay, it's done. And let's close this window. Do a hard refresh. It's still on the left side of the page of the screen. Yeah. Sometimes you do see that it's even you can see when it's not giving the correct answer. Let's see what that does. Okay. So now it is just showing. Well, now it is a blank page. Okay, done. Goodness, this is annoying. So do another screenshot, why not? All right, so besides the fact that I can't spell, but so I see the issue. Let's try a different approach to center the login form. This is one of those bizarre things to me, that it can do so many complex things, and then when it comes to something to center it, as simple as, I mean, any junior level developer can center a form on a page, and yet it trips off. It starts creating errors and just kind of goes off the rails at this point. It's very, very strange sometimes. Let's see. close that container. Yep. Oh, the box. Got it. Interesting. Okay, so close that box. Let's see. It's back there, but it's still not centered. The form is still not centered on the screen. All right, there we go. So now I got it. So, okay, that took a little while, but John example is just password PASSWORD. Enter. Just accept that so I don't have to keep seeing that. So welcome to Skype Clone. Start a new conversation. Got whoa. Okay, so back. Okay. After login, when I click to view a conversation, the screen goes blank. Oh wait, no it didn't. Oh, it did for a split second. So let's stop. I'm just gonna cancel that. And this, let's see, can you still do this at least? Okay, yeah, we can still go back. So I think that was just a caching thing going on here. So the screen, let's see, I'm just gonna do a screenshot of this. Download that. Squashed on the left side of the screen. Okay. Let's see how it handles that. I mean, obviously this should go all the way to the end here, this header bar. And this could be wider, so we'll see what it does. Now let's update the chat component to make better use of the screen space. Okay, so let's update chat component to better fill the screen. Hopefully it's doing that. Okay, it says it's done. Do a hard refresh. Hard refresh again. Okay. I'm going to actually let's do this. I'm just gonna clear out just in case of some weird caching thing going on. I'm just gonna do that. Clear that. Those cookies. Good. All right, and let's do a hard refresh here. We will do John example, go in. Nope, so okay. Still looks same. Still looks the same. Okay, I'm going to accept that. Let's find the correct content. Okay, let's go make these changes. Just let it finish here. Okay, so let's update the conversation component. Let's see more. The conversation component. See the rest of the conversation component. So it's, you know, it's chunking this up so it can work with it more efficiently. So that's good. Now let's update the item component. The topography. Very good. Let's go into the message item component. Okay, we'll accept all that. How's it? Don't need to do npm restart because it's working. So let's see. So let's go ahead and we'll stop that, break it down, and see if that killed it. Let's do a. Just gonna clear this out. So there's no login data, and we'll go ahead and let it do it. See if it finds any errors. Now it's probably. Interesting. Running background terminal. Okay, there we go. So it's running. Very good. All right, click this. Okay, so yeah, still. And I click to view a conversation. The screen goes blank. Oh. So let's stop whatever it's doing. See, I don't like that now because I can't end this. Yeah, that's really frustrating. So it's going to need to fix that. Just going to have it go back through. Interesting. Okay, let's accept all. Let's see if it comes up with an error. Yeah, network. Host to expose. Okay, good, good. Here we go. Log in. Is it going to give me a blank? It sure did. Do a hard refresh. Under cache. Yeah. Okay, we're going to stop that. It's still going blank. Alright, so let's debug this more thoroughly. So it's going into the chat here. We got this sidebar component, and then we have buttons, button search icon, which we have a blank screen, so I'm not going to be able to see that. Put base, list, conversations. All, accept all. Okay, add some debugging to help identify the issue. Okay, so now let's check the API service to see how the conversations, okay. Let's get the mock, okay, mock conversation data, good. Okay, so let's fix the issue by adding the proper check for the active conversation in the chat component. Now let's also fix the chat component to ensure it properly handles the active conversation. So we are going to be dividing this up into multiple videos. So I don't know if the next video will be a live stream or just a video that I continue with this. But coming up on an hour, and don't want to spend too much time on this. This gives you a really good sense of kind of what you have to do with when you're creating an application with AI. This encounters error, so you just have to keep going back and forth and testing it, and having it correct. And now, as a developer, you can do a lot less of this and do more coding, and then have it sort of work with your code. But for a no-code solution, this is kind of what you have to do. Okay, it's ready. Okay, running in the background. Very good. John, sign in. Okay. Okay, we got Blink. Let's just do a hard refresh. Yeah, still on blank. Is still blank. More direct approach. Let's see if it did give me console errors. Well, it did. I should have copied these. That's another thing. You got to pay attention to your console errors. Now let's modify the chat component to use the error boundary and add similar fallback UI for the conversation view. Okay, good. Okay. Now let's accept all first. So we accept all those changes. And now we'll accept that. So let's run that. Okay. Let's see if, well, we got a lot of errors here. Let's clear this. Let's log out. Clear it again. Do a hard refresh. Log in. Okay. Wow. Okay. So okay, I want to copy this. Okay, that's all. Just a repeat. So let's go here. We'll copy that. Let's go here. Just paste all of that there. Just, oh, we got to stop it first. So now we paste all of that. A ton of errors. Okay. Here, just clear out all our, well, let's do this log out. I don't even know if it's storing that yet, but I'll imagine that it is. Connect to our console, just clear out that. Socket services. Let's look at that. Endpoint. So interesting. This doesn't exist. So, that's interesting that it's trying to accept all. Let's go back to here. It's trying to do that. Okay, so accept that. Let's go ahead and accept that. Let it run that. Okay, let's do a cache, do hard refresh. Go here, there. There we go. Okay, right off the bat, we're still getting a ton of errors. And so I'm assuming it's still blank. No, it's not blank, but okay, that looks good actually. So it looks good, but console is showing this. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Very good. local storage is used directly. Okay. So local storage is the issue. Let me do a. This should blink everything out. Yeah, good. Okay, so accept that. We'll go ahead and accept and run the server. It's running. Give it a minute. Okay, there we go. Let's go to console. Log in. And we're still getting these errors here. So getting that one. Press enter. Back. Uncaught promise and access to storage. I'm really not worried about that. Div cannot have descendant. This is more what I want to fix. Okay, so let's stop it. Let's submit that. Okay, we still have a DOM nesting issue. Yep, we do. Okay, so let's accept the changes and let's go ahead and accept the command, the terminal command. Let's go back. See if it do a empty cache, do a hard refresh. Okay, it looks good. Let's click on it. Excellent. Okay, this is good. I think this is a good stopping point for now. So the next step is to set up the back end, add it where we can add a new chat and have the registration and login and profile, all of that working with Node.js. I really wanted to get this part of it, built out first of all. I love that it's got the, new message sort of thing going on here. This looks clean, looks really good. But we can build on this. I'm very happy with this. So we'll just continue to work with this, maybe eventually add a dark theme to it. And I think that's it. I think that'll be it for the video. Again, I will make this a series. I'm going to go ahead and take this code and push it to GitHub. So if anybody wants to use it, they'll be able to do that. And I will see you in part 2. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in part 2.